everyone, and welcome into the Roundtable. I'm Taylor Stern, joined by Dave Hellman, Rob Phillips, and Brian Broaddus. On Monday, the team re-signed Kellen Moore to a one-year contract. So the Dallas Cowboys now have 3 quarterbacks under contract. That would be, of course, Dak Prescott, Tony Romo, and now Kellen Moore. I want to open it up to you guys to kind of answer the biggest question that a lot of people are speculating right now. What should the team do with Tony Romo? Brian, looks like you're on the hot seat.
Well, I'll go the hot seat first. This is what the plan is, I believe, is that Stephen Jones is on the competition committee with Rick Smith. He's also on the competition committee with John Elway. If, in fact, Denver and Houston are the last 2 teams that, that we would think that Romo can end up at, this might be Stephen Jones' opportunity to go to lunch, face-to-face, whatever. Get a feel. Denver might say no, Houston might say no. I think they're holding Tony Romo just to get to these meetings. And then maybe next week, if we don't get any resolve from that, you'll see them move on from Tony.
Rob, you'll be at those meetings. Are you excited?
Oh, yes.
To talk to them
yes,
about
I'm
this?
excited to talk more about Tony Romo. It's dominating the offseason, and it really should. I mean, this is a once-in-a-generation type situation. Troy Aikman was in the situation back in the early 2000s. And look, if you take Jerry Jones at his word, what he said to Dave and I and a couple reporters at the Combine last month, they weren't in any rush to make a decision with him, to find a resolution. March 9th, the start of the new league year, was not some kind of self-imposed team deadline, and he didn't rule out him coming back. They really don't have to do anything, and they certainly don't have to do anything right now. I know a lot of people just assume he'll be gone. We'll see about that, but they can take their time with this situation. They've slotted his salary under the cap.
But do you get the impression, that, maybe I'm being harsh on, do you get the impression the Cowboys are kidding themselves?
No, I think you exhaust. I mean, I just know from my experience, you exhaust all avenues, face-to-face. Make Rick Smith say no to your face.
But
make John Elway say no to your face.
Don't you think they will, though?
Well, if they do, then you can move on.
Okay.
I mean, they're not under cap. They're not under any cap stress.
Right, no, I get that.
And I think what's happening is a lot of people are getting very anxious because a lot of people were wrong about the date. There's a lot of people that
that's
said,
where it started. The reports were March 9th.
Media people are a lot more upset about this. They're like, oh, well, hostage, he's being held, all this. And so teams don't operate. The minute you start operating on media deadlines, you become one of the media. Mm-hmm. Trust me. These are things that, to me, I've believed all along that they were going to exhaust every opportunity. And whether whoever said that they were going to have this date like Rob was talking about was wrong. And that's why you have the problems you have right now.
I get what you're saying, and it's a tired analogy, but it's the old Band-Aid thing. It's like, why are you peeling this thing off one thing at a time, or you just rip it off? And I'm sorry, Taylor, but
no, he's just saying that there is a timeline for that because they've been keeping the Band-Aid on until they can get to these meetings.
But I don't think these meetings are going to change anything. And I open myself up to eat my words.
But it's face-to-face. It's a face-to-face opportunity. It's Stephen Jones. And all along, Stephen Jones has played it's Jerry's decision card. Well, maybe Jerry and Stephen have come to the realization, it's like, hey, go talk to Rick, go talk to John, and see if we can get one last thing hashed out here.
I am of the opinion that we will get to April and we'll be in the same situation.
That's fine.
Okay.
And it's
you're
not,
right.
There's no problem.
You're right.
You're not going to write your stories any different.
It doesn't hurt the salary cap. I get all that. I do worry, the longer this drags on, maybe the more you sour your relationship with Tony Romo.
Well, what Tony's next play would be, if he goes further, is to show up at one of these meetings or show out here up at the field.
Yeah.
These workouts.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden get hurt, and now Jerry and Stephen are on the hook for $14 million.
There is that.
That's the Tony Romo card right there. He could play.
What were you going to say, Rob?
Well, the question I have, too, is do you feel like if you went through another season of this, could the locker room take it? If Tony's back for 2017, is that an issue in the locker room?
Maybe the locker room even could take it, but why even put it under that type of stress? Why? That's the thing that troubles me.
If you're looking at it rationally, they went through this in 2015, and if you're looking at Tony Romo strictly as a backup quarterback, it's a great situation. I don't know how realistic it is that he returns. Well, just strictly on the field. To have that guy waiting instead of a Matt Castle or a Brandon.
It sounds awful. How many real supporters in the locker room does Tony Romo have?
We can't judge that. I don't know.
Supporters, I think.
Supporters of you think you guys.
For him to be the starter.
Jason Witten's his team. I mean, the offensive line.
For him to be the starter, I would guess few.
See, that's what I'm saying, though.
But that's decided. Dak's the guy.
Yeah, but I'm saying, is it really a bad situation if the locker room already knows that Dak's the starter?
That's a fair point.
It's a bad situation if your very established veteran quarterback doesn't want to be a backup.
And that's a fair point too.
No, that's.
I mean,
And the media knows that he can be a functioning, capable starter, and then you're talking about a story every other week.
Okay.
I don't think it's worth it.
It gets fun and heated anytime we're talking about quarterbacks,
That's
and especially
fascinating.
Tony Romo. These guys just laid it all out for you. Rob Phillips will be at the owners' meetings next week, so stay tuned to all of his coverage from that, and stay tuned to everything on DallasCowboys.com. Thank you so much for watching.